Good to see you online again.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah. So how has it been?
It it's been okay because under quarantine you cannot do much things, but I do the daily routine to do yoga, some exercise, and practice English.
So what about your meal? Does anyone send you anything to eat? I mean,
Oh,
sponsored by the government?
actually, our government not really sponsored for the food. They only give me a pack of the mask. My mom already put a lot of stuff inside the refrigerator, so I cook every single day.
So you're not in a quarantine hotel, you're home.
Yeah, actually, doing according to Taiwan's regulation, it's okay to stay at your own home, but it requires only by yourself. So my mom have to be kicked out.
Oh, so then where does she stay then?
She has a house in Kaohsiung.
Oh, I see. Good. So you're really blessed. You got a
Yeah,
full-time
I'm
place
really
to choose
blessed.
from.
Yeah, because like the quarantine hotel is really expensive.
Yeah. Okay. So there is one word I can give you a suggestion with. That's quarantine, not
Yeah,
guaranteeing.
yeah, quarantine. Yeah.
Yeah, not you have to open your mouth a little bit more, or else people will misunderstand you. Your
Okay,
English
okay,
is very
quarantine.
fluent. Yeah, just a
Yeah.
tiny suggestion. Right. So
Okay.
I'm gonna share my screen. Can you see anything now?
Slowly. Yeah, I can see.
Right. Okay. Yeah. My bad, because I chose the wrong window. Right. So is there anything new that you want to share with me, in your quarantine 7 days period of time so far, apart from yoga and apart from coming to the
No,
list? Anything
no,
else new?
nothing interesting.
Nothing interesting. But I guess you'll be surfing the internet quite a lot, right?
Yeah, I do.
So you are going to be seeking for a new position somewhere somehow. So are you aiming to any interesting industries at the moment?
Oh yeah, I was thinking to be a headhunter. So
Really?
yeah, I'm not
International
sure.
headhunter.
I will focus on Taiwan's market first. I'm not sure if I can because I don't have any experience.
Yeah.
So probably I will try Taiwan, the markets in Taiwan, and let's see if I can really suitable for it. Because I also have friends who already work as a headhunter, but according to what he said, it's really stressful, and he really put a lot of effort on work, but it's quite difficult to get a result.
Yeah, because it's just like HR, human resources, and people would usually think that you're in a very supreme, position, looking down onto people, to those applicants or job seekers. But actually, I won't say it's totally reversed, but it's very difficult to balance your mindset, because well, I'm not one. I have never been one, and I have never been interested to be one, but I do know a lot of them. And it's never an easy job. A lot of them, they tend to post a lot of posts on the daily
Yeah,
basis to share how they feel, how frustrating it is, how stressful it is, but also how rewarding. This is the thing we would be interested to know, but they don't quite share that.
yeah, exactly. Oh, Stephanie, because since we just have two of us right now, can I ask a very personal question?
Oh yeah, sure. What is that? But just a second, is that going to be super personal? I mean, your personal privacy? Because this
It's
is recorded.
oh, not really, not personal. It's about my job.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. When it's one-on-one, anything you want to talk about is really okay. We only save, roughly about 15 to 20 minutes for that real teaching stuff. But one-on-one, we can feel free to talk about anything non-confidential, not, super private.
It's
So
not
job
really
seeking
super
is
fun.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Cathay Pacific, every airlines have very difficulties situation nowadays. So our company offer the retirement plan, but for me,
Yeah.
I still very like too early to get retired. But everyone is discussed about this because we think company cannot go through this situation. So company offer us around, I would say in Taiwanese dollar, 40 万台币, and the retire,
400,000 NT dollars.
and additional retirement money is 120万台币. So
Yeah, that's about 30% of that.
yeah, so we can get in total, they are separated, we can get both. So of course, it's not really enough for if you want to spend for 1 year, but we are just a lot of our colleagues, we are discussed if things will go wrong, going worse. If we don't accept this, will we be fired? Will we be fired and we can probably will only get half of this money? So we are really like very confused and very struggle if to
So
accept
you're
or
really
what.
in a big dilemma, right?
Yeah, before in the beginning, I think I should take it, but I'm not very sure because I haven't find a job yet in Taiwan, and I'm not very sure if I will, even I find a job, if I will like it. I think the best idea is I have a backup plan, which is I still have a flight attendant job for now.
You want to back up. We totally understand
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, because this is a very weird situation. Yet, you know, your advantage is that you're still currently a qualified and certified flight attendant. So you do have the advantage of choosing to get back to the airline industry or move on to a new field. But the point is you have to make sure you don't pass on the deadline. So when is the very dead end of this?
Yeah, it's just next week. Yeah,
Next week.
Yeah,
So it's just
week.
another week to go. Rush. You're really rush.
It's really rushed. So I really think I'm really afraid I will make a wrong decision because my family members, my mom, like she is so worried about the whole pandemic thing. Yeah, I think she always think about me and she say, oh, because you are not very young anymore, probably you just accept the money and quit the
Hope you
job.
don't mind me ask. So how
Yeah.
old are you?
I'm 33.
33, you're young, still young.
But you know, in this industry, like a lot of new joiners were.
I know, but you know, the point is you've got international flying experiences and you're still currently qualified and you're only 32. And how you've been flying for 7 years?
Yes, I have been, yeah, for 7 years.
Yeah, I won't worry too much for you, honestly. If you were 39, 38, I would worry a little bit, but you're 32, early 30s, you're totally okay. And you have 7 days to still make your decision. So it's rush, but it's not that rush like it's coming tomorrow. Apart from money, what else are you concerned?
I just afraid if I didn't accept this, but in the end I still got fired.
If you don't accept it?
Yeah, if I don't accept it, but I still got fired, I will receive less than this.
Reputation wise, actually, that is a very serious thing rather than concerning about the amount you're going to get. Of course, that's a very important thing is, you know, you want to get only 30% of it or you want to get 100%. So of course we want the full basket. But the point is reputation wise, when you move on, especially because you're looking for a headhunter position, your reputation is very important as the key. So you definitely make sure you don't get fired.
Sure. You're right. You're right.
Of course, because it's a very reasonable reason that you are leaving that company for the pandemic situation, and it's not your fault at all. But then your new, what we say, the potential employer you're gonna see, including the job hunter industry, they will be thinking, they would definitely do your background check, right?
Yeah.
And you know it's a very small world. So as long as you get fired by company A, the same industry will refuse you.
Oh, I see.
You're not a green hand. You are an experienced flight attendant. and above 5 years. So that means you're actually on that valuable basket rather than those screen hands. There could be thousands of them, but there could be a few hundred of them there, and you're a very clear target. So you gotta be careful because you're moving on to a headhunter field. That's something you gotta be very careful with.
Yeah, I understand. Thanks
My
for that.
suggestion, yeah, my suggestion, since you're back, and I mean, if you were my younger sister, I would definitely tell you to say, take it, just take the offer, because you don't know what's happening a year later. And if you get fired in 7 days, just because you hesitate to take it, first, you lose the full basket of money you can get. And second, you lose confidence on yourself. And the third, you're losing your reputation. And the fourth, a possible, a potential position in your ideal field could probably be wiped out too. So I would say take it if you were my younger sister, because you're young. Even you say no to your next job, you're still okay. And if you're 39, I would still say, take it now. Don't wait for 7 days. And this 7 days, you can still consider and think, but don't wait till the last day. Don't.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's really stressful because I think I already think through, but every single day I change my mind.
That's understandable because it's a very crucial point of your life.
Yeah, and a lot of my classmates, like, they still want to keep the job because for us, we already applied for unpaid leave for 1 year. They believe we won't get fired because we already have a different agreement with the company. So they really confident say, oh, we won't get fired. But I'm not sure. I just like, it's so difficult in this timing, you know. I really wish company can give us more time to think, because
it is very rushed though. You just left. I mean, you just came back home and still during your quarantine, and they're asking you to make your decision. That is really rushed. I know like Emirates, they gave their flight attendants at least 2 to 3 months to think. I mean, the first wave, you know, when they started to downsize, and they had about 60 to 70 days to think. And yours, you only get 10 days.
Yeah, but actually they give us actually like more than 2 weeks to think, but I just think about it. So yeah, still very short. So everybody is like, so short. We cannot really prepare for everything and make a decision.
And so, you know, for somebody who has been flying for that long, usually that means your passion is still there. You're not just used to it, you love it, or else you won't stay for that long. Usually those who don't really appreciate the bonus and the lifestyle, they will leave in within 1,000 days, but you stay there for triple the time. So that means you still love flying, I assume. So why don't you just, you know, try to apply new jobs and get the package you can get, that's a big money to get. So that would be to compensate the loss you're going to take, but also give you a buffer to look for a new job. Honestly, that's about 1.5 million if you take it, right? NT dollars.
Yeah.
Not bad. So it's like the whole year wage. You get it early actually, and you get the whole year to prepare for your new new career path. But I have to also remind you, HR industry is very tough, especially headhunter. For being a headhunter, you have to get a lot of certificates. That's what I heard from them. So you have to get on a lot of certification training courses and get certified. And then, again, just like flying, so 3 month probation, and then you have to do the probation fly, and then blah, 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 similar thing. It will take a few years to make you really a good and senior one again.
Actually, that was what I afraid of, because I think if I'm not really like qualified for being a headhunter, were I actually not really into it, I will still have a plan to go back to fly. At least this is a job I got used to. So that's why in the beginning I think, okay, so I will not take the offer. Probably I would just leave it. That's the reason. It's because I'm not very sure if I will 100% love the new job.
But are you into learning new stuff?
Actually, I also preparing for the certification, like you mentioned, for HR. Like it's very difficult. I'm not sure if I can pass the exam.
Since you're on LinkedIn, do you know there are a lot of free resources you can use? LinkedIn, they have online learning too.
Oh yeah, I do. But
and you can sign up
yeah.
with those free courses to get you, the more the better, actually.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, like typewriting is one, those basic skills, and also, the tech skills. So how about your computer skills?
My computer skill, I think it's okay, because before being a flight attendant, I was an international sales assistant. So I worked for 3 years in the office. So I do know some basic computer skills.
So I think for now, in this 7 days, my suggestion is really, of course, your lifestyle is there already, but then make sure you're not made redundancy, because that's going to leave a really bad record there.
Yeah, true.
Although everybody knows the reason why, but then people will still think, if I was one of those HR, your future potential employers interviewing you, would still feel like, all right, so during that sensitive and also downsizing period, in that 500 days, why were you made redundant, not others? And you have to explain. That is still not quite a pleasant thing to say.
Yeah,
because it will take a long, well, I won't say a long time, but for me personally, because I remember when I was flying with Eva, the last 4 years, because Eva had that culture, they tend to invite their chief pursers to be on the ground for about 2 weeks or so every year. So then we got the chances to interview newcomers. So then I learned a lot of HR interview skills in that 4 years. We learned to spot people in 10 minutes to see what kind of person this would be categorized in this basket, what kind would be made redundant straight away. No need to waste time talking more. So that is a very useful thing, and that's a free training I received from Eva Air. But then after that, because I also do I started to do that, and it's been probably 15 or 16 years now. I also train those new girls to apply to be a flight attendant. So things like that, I'm interested. So I'm still doing it, although not really doing it full time, but just like once in a while, 2 to 3 trainees a year. But you're not one of them, because you have the experience and you're more than qualified. But because it was 7 years ago, your last interview, am I right?
Yeah.
At least. So you will have to brush up a bit. Yeah, to make sure that your English is fluent and your confidence is high. Sometimes we have to hide it when we're really confident. We can't be that confident. When our confidence level is about there, but we know we say competitors or applicants around us, they were like here. And we have to make sure we go down a little bit to not stand up too much, but make sure we still stand up. But we stand out a little bit, just that a little bit. And I kind of worry for you a little bit, because you're a very capable person at expressing yourself. So maybe that bit, if I was to give another suggestion, is to hide your light, put it in a little bit, or by slowing down a little bit. Like, I'm a fast talker, so every time when I went to interview, because in the UK I went to different airlines too for my flight attendant interviews too, I learned one thing from British Airways. They want someone who's elegant and who doesn't just look like their style, but they want that type they want. But I wasn't pretty much aware of it. So I went there twice. And the second time I learned to get through, but this first time I was down to the last 200 and then I was illuminated. And I learned one experience there because I knew a few girls in the group, they were still, in the last group, and I was the last 200 and the last 100, they were pretty much the same style. The way they talk, much slower. So when I went to Cathay in London, I learned to slow myself down because all other interviewees, we say probably up to 80% of them, they were all very new to the airline industry. Only 15 to 20% of us, we had flying experiences, but mine was many years ago. Some of them, they were still flying. You could tell straight away. There are two types of applicants, and we were the 20%. And you will be categorized into that straight away when they see you. That's my experience. It's telling me that they will categorize you into the more than capable bunch, and they will give you harder questions too. So if you can hide your light a little bit, it will be even easier for you to get through.
Oh, that's a good suggestion. Thank you.
No problem. Right. And what about your mom's concern apart from money? Anything else she's worrying for you?
She just think my body cannot really like handle to flying for so many hours, so many years as a woman.
She's worrying for your physical condition.
Yeah.
Why? Do you have any special physical condition?
Not really, but it's really getting tired after flying few years. Very easily tired, and yeah, I cannot sleep well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So are you a shallow sleeper?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
I have to take pills.
That's not easy. I'm a very deep sleeper, and I fall in asleep.
Lucky you.
Yeah, I'm really blessed. Even now, when I started to fly when I was 20 something, I was just like that, and now I'm 50 and I'm still like that. So I'm very blessed. So people would say you're born to fly. So yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I cannot sleep in the bunk. Sometimes it's like it's a New York flight. We have like 5 hours rest, but I cannot sleep at all. It's so tiring.
Why not?
So, I have no idea why.
No, it's not the noise, or I thought it's usually quite quiet in the crew bunk.
It's very quiet, but I have no idea. Sometimes it's just not. It's not the timing you usually sleep.
Or your maybe your mind is controlling your body. Your mind is telling you, hey, you're still on duty, so you're always on alert, so you can relax. Is that right?
I think probably, especially if we after the meal service, which is very busy service, our mind and our body cannot rest right away. I think they are still very active. Probably, but I haven't flight for a long time.
Yes, I know, because COVID has brought really negative influences to the whole world. Yeah. A lot of people, like one of our students, her name is Chloe. She's hoping to be a flight attendant. She's taking English training here for that reason. She's been with us for nearly 1.5 years. We just say it's really bad timing. She started to look for airline industry possibilities, and then this happened. So she's just really waiting. But I'll say, stay positive. I mean, for her, and your situation is totally different. She wants to get in and you want to come out, but you want to make sure you get the full package.
Sure, exactly. But Starlux is hiring, and they sent me the invitation, but not as a flight attendant. I applied for the ground duty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which in the CTS airport?
In Taiwan, you know Starlux, the new airline.
Oh, Starlux.
Yeah.
Yeah, Starlux. It should be capital L, actually. Lux means luxury.
Lux. Yeah.
Starlux. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, and
hiring quite a lot of people.
yeah, the first time I think their first batch of interview for flight attendants were designated for experienced flyers only. So you missed out on that. It's pity.
Yeah, I think if I want to apply, I won't apply for a flight attendant again, because if I want to be a flight attendant, I just stay at cafe. So I just apply for different job.
You don't want to be a ground staff?
Yes, I did. I applied for the ground staff, but it's not really like a check-in counter ground staff. It's like more like the officer.
Office.
Yeah, the back office in charge of the different output stuff. I'm not sure.
So it's an administrative support.
Yeah, I think so.
Right. Well, my brother, he's also one of the senior CKS airport ground staff there. He's been serving for your company for nearly 20 years now, since 2002. Nearly. Yeah, nearly one more year to be 20 years. And he's still there, but downsizing has been implemented for 2 times at least, or 3. And I always worry for him.
Yeah. Thank you.
An administrative support. So if your mindset has been adjusted very well to make sure that you move on, but you move on from the sky, from the air to the ground, and not the front end, but back end. So administrative support is acceptable to you, then you have a broad range of options. So really, I don't worry for you.
Well, I would say that when I decided to be a flight attendant, it's because I was tired of staying at the office, because I have been working in the office for 3 years. I know how it feels.
You've had enough. You're fed up, right?
No, I'm not sure after so many years passed if I changed, but probably I changed because I'm getting older. Probably I will more adaptable to office life. I'm not sure, but I would say that 7 years flying is quite enough. If
7 years is senior already.
Yeah, if unfortunately I really got fired, or the bad situation happens, I would say I already had my best years in cafe. I won't feel regret.
Yeah, so I've had my days. That's the way they say that. I've had my days means, the golden time.
Yeah, golden time.
So you had your days in cafe, so no regret.
Yeah, and because I have applied for 24 times for the flight attendant. I'm very short.
24 times. Wow, well done.
Yeah, 24 times. Like, because I'm very short. If people see me, they won't relate to, oh, flight attendant, how come you are so short? You are so little.
How tall are you?
58 centimeters.
You know what? You definitely have to share your stories with not last year, in 2019, we had so many flight attendant candidates here. We got Carol, we got Chloe, we got Alice. Alice got her job secured with China Southern Airlines, and we got Charlie, we got Sam. We got a lot of them in 2019 till COVID-19 started. So it's a pity of that. Then people decided to not proceed further with their airline dreams. But you've got to share your stories. Honestly, let me share with you this one. I think Carol is the same height as yours. She doesn't believe herself. 158. I told her, you know what? Some of my friends from Japan, one is 156. I
Oh
said,
yeah.
of course,
All
it's
Nippon
because it's a
Airways.
Japanese airlines. So yes, well, yeah, we went to All Nippon Airways, yeah, to there. I went there for 90 days for my on ground training, and I told them, some of our supervisors were just this tall. I said, I'm 162. I'm not super tall. I'm just normal. But 156, 58. I said, I saw a few of them. I said, so it's not impossible for you to hold on to your dream to fly, but it's still very difficult. You got through it. You know what I mean? People would put you off. People would not stand on your side to say, keep working on it. You got it. Go for it. People would probably secretly or privately say, I don't think she's gonna get it.
Yeah, I know. I
All
went
that,
through
right?
all this. Yeah, I went through this because I prepared for more than 1 year while I still working as a international sales associate. So my parents, they don't believe I will get in because I'm so short. And my best
But you
friends,
surprised them.
they're really surprised. Actually, my mom is very happy. So I really don't want to let them down. But after 7 years, the situation is so different. I already got everything I want. I traveled to so many different places. I think I had an experience that normal people won't experience. So yeah.
So it's good. So you've got what it takes. You've got the confidence in you, and that's a great thing, really. So share that, please, especially with her, with Chloe.
Yeah, of course, because I
Chloe's
also,
a good girl.
yeah, I also have some lectures in universities. Some of my friends, if they are like English teacher or what, they will invite me as a guest lecture. So I will inspire them. If they want to be a flight attendant, don't be afraid, just go for it.
Yeah, so I'm very happy for you. You've got what it takes. It's great. So just like our Chinese old saying, 麻雀虽小，五脏俱全, right? So you have got what it takes to be a flight attendant. You've got the mind. That is the most important thing. And English can be built. And I know a lot of people when they first joined the airline industry, their English wasn't so fluent, but soon later, it picked up. But of course, we still have to be better than average to be hired. It's still the reality. But then, look back to the time when you were hired. Probably it's a history of tears.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you said 24 times. Probably you had to fail a lot of times, in group interview, one-on-one interview, final interview, or even physical examination. We also worry, oh, what about my blood pressure is not good enough? What if I have some problem, which I don't know? So that's also one worry too. So there are 4 to 5 different stages, and you got through them all with 24 applications. That's tremendous. That's remarkable.
Yeah, I would say, wow, it's quite encouraging to people, I think.
Yeah, so you're a role model, your story, you should share that with people around you, especially those young girls who still hold on to the dream to fly, and it's encouraging.
Yeah, of course, because they are young. I think they can wait after 2 or 3 years when things recover, they still have chance. But for us, we already had enough and we are got old. It will be their generation, not us. I think
for those, yeah.
I think airlines, they tend to cut the budget, and they think new joiners is cheaper. Now, I would say our company, they won't really appreciate the senior crew because they cut the senior crew at the first wave of the redundancy. So I don't see if the senior crew can really get back to airline. I mean, in my company.
Yeah, so in your company, this is the dilemma, or we say, this is the dilemma, or all the people in your status, they would be worrying for. Like my brother, he's senior too, but it doesn't mean he's senior enough to not worry for it, because like you say, those who were even more senior compared to his seniority, 30 or 35 years service there, they were made redundant too. First wave, and then second wave, they were provided with the early retirement package. And then some people were talked into accepting it. So, and he wasn't included. So I just say, oh, thank you, Lord. My brother is still safe so far. But I also keep telling him, you know what, you have to find your backup. You have to find an alternative in case you become the next.
Yeah.
This is what we say, you can't predict the future. You've got to make sure you have a backup.
That's very true. That's why I was thinking.
And so getting qualifications, especially those multi-purposes qualifications, would be useful, not only for applying your HR headhunter job. So you can look into that. But of course, if you get the, the package that you desire, if you have made your mind, and that would be the buffer to support your life before you move on to the next job. So that is a good thing. Your quarantine will only last for 14 days. And what is your plan after that?
Yeah, so I applied for some courses. So I want to learn some new things. Some for my interest, like wine tasting. Some for the HR exam. So I just want to like make my stay in Taiwan more efficient, more interesting, because I probably not everyone can have a gap year like us, especially after you have worked for many years. So I will treat this as a gap year as well. So I was still like trying to make some fun. At the same time, I will look for a job.
So would you be rushing into another job soon, or you're gonna really give yourself a long break whole year?
Actually, I would really seriously look for a job after August, because I have something to wrong with, so I have to go back to Hong Kong.
Are you doing a business?
Oh no, not really. I mean, I have some like personal stuff I have to deal with in Hong Kong, so I have to go back to deal with it.
So you still have to come back and forth. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I thought you were leaving for long.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, no, actually no. I still have to go back to clean up my apartment, but my apartment have some. I still have a roommate who already still stay there, so we have a lot of things have to discuss. Oh my god.
You're still in touch, right?
Yeah.
So let's assume this. So next week you will have to make your decision anyway. So once you get the decision made, and you will receive your how do you read this?
Severance.
Yeah, your severance pay package. In how long? Or like a year later?
Actually, company didn't answer this. I'm not sure how long they will give us, but for the first wave of the redundancy, company didn't give very soon, not very in time. So, well, I think maybe probably after a few months.
Well, I don't think it's a rumor, because I recall I saw news about the financial crisis, because Cathay Pacific had to look for financial support from CCP, that government there, the regime. And so, but they got it.
Yeah, they already have a lot of money. Government already gave Cathay so much money, but Cathay cannot survive. So they still have to do the redundancy.
This is the strategy of their survival. It's crucial moment right now.
Yeah. They already cut a lot of manpower. They cut They cut a lot of output crew, like US base
Mm.
and Canada base, but they keep the UK base. I'm very surprised.
Yeah, I'm very surprised too.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to hear that because some of my friends are still flying there. So I
Oh
just feel
yeah,
bad
yeah.
for them, really. Really feel bad because I went for my interview in 2018.
Ooh.
2018, 2019, 2018. I went to British Airways in 2016 and then probably 2 years later, yeah, 2018, I think. Yeah, so I was like, when I first heard it could be possible to they could lose their job and I was like, no, they were just sent to Hong Kong for training. And
Yeah.
really long ago. Yeah. But probably they're the last batch because I haven't heard any new interview openings.
Yeah, I think they are the last one.
Yeah, guess so. So bless them and bless you.
Yeah.
You're back in
Thank you.
Taiwan, you're safe now, and it's a free land, and also you're with your family and you're looking for new possibilities. So everything's good?
Yeah, everything's good.
Yeah, right. So we still have about 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Shall we, well, have a chat about it? You don't
Yeah.
have to learn to be one because you used to be one, and we just use it to find interesting things we can talk about.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. Do you know anyone from Emirates?
Oh yes, I have friends. She also worked for Emory and then she changed to Cathay. And in the end,
Oh,
in the end, she went back to Emory.
are we talking about that famous YouTuber? YouTuber or
Oh, there's a one called
blogger?
Emily. You know
Emily,
Emily?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
You're
But
talking about in person?
oh no. I don't know her, but she is senior. But what I mentioned is my classmate.
Yeah, she has left, I think.
Yeah, Emily just resigned
Last year
last
or
year.
early this year. Yeah, I
Last
kind of
year.
remember that news. She finally made her decision to leave.
Because yeah, company as us who want to stay have to sign a new contract and the conditions are very bad. So a lot of my colleagues they didn't sign the contract. And they also get some money. It's pretty good. It's the better package than us.
Oh, really? So they got a better offer than yours.
Yeah, they get better offers. So that's
Oh.
why a lot of us think, well, company give different package to different stage. Yeah, for remainers. So we think it will getting less and less.
Yeah, so it's getting worse and worse now. Oh. So
Yeah.
maybe it's a good timing leaving. Does your mom know about that? I mean, the previous offer was better than yours.
No, she doesn't know. If she knows, she was so mad.
Oh, really? I thought this would help her, well, not make your decision, but help her support your decision to leave.
Because like if I resign last year, I can get double.
Oh, really? That's a
Yeah,
big difference.
and that's a very big difference.
Oh gosh, don't cry.
Almost.
It is what it is. Sometimes we just have to accept the reality that, all right, at least I still have got this much and I'm so blessed, better than nothing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, sometimes staying positive is the best way to move on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, well, I still have a friend who's still flying there. Jessamine. Yeah, Jessamine. Yeah, I guess so. Oh yeah, she's actually my student. And she was an
Oh.
English teacher after graduating from a university. Her major was English, and she's tall and beautiful with everything's perfect. When you look at her, she will qualify, but she was so unconfident. She didn't have confidence in herself at all. And so for me, my training was not English. My training was not how to be a flight attendant, but how to demonstrate a confident you. So that was like counseling, not like a not like a training course, but counseling to rebuild her confidence of being a person. That was a very special case. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, so
nice.
let's take a look at this video, and this is about 4 minutes, and your listening is good, so let's not slow this down, and let's take a look. Is it playing? No? Eh?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each year, more than 180,000 flights take off for Emirates Airline, carrying about 60 million passengers. And the people in charge of all those travelers on board? The 21,000 flight attendants and pursers that make up Emirates cabin crew. It's a pretty sweet gig. Free housing in Dubai, discounted tickets, and getting paid to travel the world. But with long hours and busy schedules, the job is not always as glamorous as you'd think. Here's what it's like to be a flight attendant for Emirates.
My name is Siti Nurazlin, and I am a first-class crew working for Emirates.
Like the 200,000 applicants a year, CT had to meet the airline's qualifications. A minimum age of 21 years old, a height of at least 5'2", an arm reach of about 7 feet on tiptoes to reach those overhead bins, fluency in English, at least a high school degree, and no visible tattoos when in uniform. Just like every other new hire, CT started her Emirates career at the bottom, in economy on short-haul flights. And through the years, she's worked her way up to first class. Today, she crews an average of 9 long-haul flights a month. Her schedule changes every week, but she's always on flights that last anywhere from 6 to 16 hours. And for a lot of that time, CT is on her feet. She estimates about 11 hours out of a 16-hour flight.
The job could be quite challenging physically, so we need to maintain our physique and also be quite fit.
But thankfully, she's not in heels the whole time.
We do change our uniform after takeoff, so we get to put on our flats because the high heels won't get really comfortable in 16 hours. And we change into our waistcoat.
CT is also required to look the part.
Usually we keep to a natural makeup, like eyeliner and mascara usually is a must, and the Emirates red lipstick, definitely.
And just like makeup, hairstyles, jewelry, and nails are also pretty strict. As for jewelry, they can wear diamond or pearl stud earrings, but no necklace. And their nails have to be clean, with either a nude or red polish or a French manicure. Now these requirements are for female flight attendants. Males have to be clean-shaven and style their hair with minimal product. But there's an added level of responsibility for first-class attendants like CT. For starters, she knows who the regular flyers are and what they like.
We do have information on our customers, so on every flight we will observe the preferences and the likes and dislikes of the customers, so we get to write it down for future flights. For example, like pajama size or their preferred drinks. So the more someone flies with Emirates, the more we can cater to their personal preference.
She's also required to have an expert understanding of the entire first-class menu. She knows options for passengers with dietary restrictions, the perfect wine pairing for dishes, and the tasting notes of 60 cheeses. And since she's typically serving international travelers, CT is a master at communicating across different backgrounds. But she's not the only one. Like most of the cabin crew, CT knows more than one language. For her, it's English and Malay. But there are over 60 languages spoken across Emirates cabin crew, and a staff of 140 nationalities. Now on board, CT's duties are pretty standard. Do a safety check of the plane before passengers board, provide food and drink service during the flight, and go through the cabin after everyone deboards. But off the plane, the perks of the job are substantial. Flight attendants get a base pay, depending on experience, with an hourly rate stacked on top. Starting out, that equals about $32,000 a year. Plus, they get free housing in Dubai, not far from the airport. They get 30 vacation days, 1 free flight a year, and can nominate friends and family for discounted tickets.
The perks of this job especially would be the concessionary tickets that we get, and not just for me, but for my family and friends as well. So I don't really have to travel on my own or travel with just my crew friends. I can travel with my friends who are not flying as well.
For the veteran and first-class flight attendants, they even get to staff events like the US Open or make special appearances. But the best part? Layovers in 161 cities worldwide, with accommodations and meals covered.
The best part of my job is traveling, definitely. I've been to over 100 destinations with Emirates. I have never, and I don't think I would ever travel to all these exotic places that we fly.
Right, I think that's the end of it. And that would be particularly interesting to newbies in airline industry, but it's not to both of us because we've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you know what? I keep looking at your mouse because your video is not pointing to your face.
Oh,
Do you know
really?
that? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If you lift it up, yeah, that's better because it was like 1/3 covered
Yeah.
by. Oh, it can move up a bit because I can see up to this point.
Oh, I see. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. Are you using a laptop?
No, it's my iPad because I cannot log in my laptop.
Oh, that's a shame.
I have
Oh,
no idea
is it-
why.
Is it because you lost your password?
But I think I use the same password in my iPad. It works, but it's
Well,
not.
probably you can try to uninstall it and then reinstall it.
Okay, I will do that.
Yeah, because it's more comfortable that way for you. If it's a
Yeah, because I
laptop
have
or
to
PC.
adjust. Yeah, I have to adjust. Yes.
Yeah, but I know because like sometimes when I run into technical issues, I do have to log in with two devices. This is my PC and my mobile, so sometimes I log in with both. And this one is always difficult because it doesn't stamp. So I have to keep moving it, make sure it
Yeah.
comes to my face. Yeah, so I suggest to use something that can be more secured. Yeah. Anyway, so that was interesting, but not that interesting to you and me because we've been there. And if Chloe was here, she would have loads of questions to ask. Yeah, but you have had enough. Am I right?
Oh yeah, but Emirates is different airlines. I still have no idea of everything.
And did you apply for Emirates?
Oh no, because when I applying that timing, Emirates didn't have any recruitment in Taiwan.
Oh, what year?
I think it's 2010, 2010 to 2011.
Huh.
There's no
That's
recruitment.
interesting. Because I also went to Emirates interview. I got through to final and got the offer, but that time they didn't have any crews hired from Taiwan. They actually that was how many years ago? Oh gosh, a year before 2000. That was
Oh,
before 2000. And I went to Sheraton Hotel twice. And that was, I kind of remember they, actually that's because over 200 applicants from Taiwan. We sent letters to apply for flight attendant positions, but they didn't have the opening in Taiwan. That was in Thailand, in Bangkok. So they were really overwhelmed and also surprised by so many people like me. A lot of us were, experienced flight attendants. So they decided to give us a chance. So they hired a meeting room in Sheraton Hotel in Taipei, nearby the train station. So we went and down to the last 20, and I got the offer, but they said I had to report myself there in Dubai in 30 days time, but I could not. I just simply could not because I could not leave Taiwan at that time. Yeah, my mom was paralyzed and I could not leave her. Of course, I knew I had to leave Taiwan if I really have taken the job, but final decision was no, thank you. But that was a good experience, honestly.
yeah.
I think, I'm not quite sure they still host the interview periodically or annually. I'm not sure about that, but I did hear some openings in the past, probably once in every few years, I think.
Yes. But I did try Qatar Airways. It's also from Middle East.
And were you not interested?
Oh, I tried because I'm not tall enough. So even the first interview I passed, but I have to reach the certain heights. I just got cut.
Your arm reach.
Yeah, my arm reach. I cannot reach.
On tiptoe. So.
Yeah, on tiptoe. 212. Yeah, which is a requirement of Qatar. But for cafe, it's only 208, which is easier for me.
Yeah, so you tried really hard to tiptoe.
Yeah, you have to like stretch so hard every single day so I can reach it. Practice yoga.
Because you do yoga, so you're
Yeah.
more flexible. That's a
Yeah.
good thing. Right, good. So I think we did spend, we say 2/3 of the time today talking about what's bothering you, but what's taking you, what's taking you forward, or what may be a barrier for your decision making. But I don't think we have made a decision for you, but at least we did bring some more inside info for you to consider again. Yeah, so no need to rush another few days. So I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and just one tiny suggestion before we move on. I found some words you're not struggling, but having some small problem, especially the sound ah. You're
okay.
too good at that. Most of the people, they're no good at that. For example, like bed and bag, they're
Mm,
different, right?
Yeah.
But you tend to use this sound for that sound. So like this is stressful, stress, not stressful. That is S sound.
Mm,
It's not
Yeah.
stressful. So they are quarantine, stressful,
Okay.
rest, not rest. Yeah.
Okay.
Active. This is perfect. You are really good at that A sound. That's ah, 蝴蝶音, right?
Yeah.
Most of the people make mistake on that. They say active, but you're right. So you have the advantage of doing those difficult sounds perfectly. So you just need to get, again, lower your level down to their level to do those simple vowels, 母音. Yeah, so pay a little
Okay.
attention, then your English will sound more beautiful. Like
All
guest, not gassed.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're all S sound.
Okay.
So bed, not bad.
Okay.
You didn't make mistake on that. That's only just a comparison. Yeah, so these are things I would suggest you to practice a little bit. Like if you double click on that word and if you go down, you see that there.
Okay.
If we listen to that,
stressful,
stress, not stra, right? So
Okay.
try not to
Stress.
exaggerate it.
Okay.
Yeah, make a
Okay.
smaller, flatter mouth. Yeah, good. So
Okay.
very good for today. And I hope you had enjoyed 2 hours in a row, was it?
Yeah.
Hope you're not too tired. Oh, yeah. Just another tiny one there. Tired and the tiring.
Okay.
This is present participle, 现在分词. So it means it's more aggressive. So I think it's the end now. We can, I can use a little Chinese because it's grammar. 这是文法，我稍微点一下。ing 跟 ed 是正向跟反向的形容词，它们就是一组的对照形容词。ing 是主词使受词有那个感受 ，ed 是过去分词，它是反向的，是被动的，是
Okay.
被产生那个感受。所以 you say I'm tired.
Yeah.
It's tiring. But if you say I'm tiring, I will make you feel tired. That means I'm tiring. I'm excited. That's exciting. But we don't say
2
I'm
o'clock.
exciting. 文法是对的，但语法错了。When I'm say I'm exciting, if you're in a club, guys would be very interested in
2
you. They'll
o'clock.
say, oh, you're interesting. Nice. So gotta be careful. 这个是最可怕的形容词对照组。Just make sure you use that right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good. So just a small suggestion to make your English level up, and your English is there already. So just hide your light when you go to interview, but change a little, a little bit, those little things, and your English will sound even better, right? So good job today, and have a good weekend. And I look forward to hear a good news from you next week.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank
no,
you so
it's
much.
only Thursday. It's only Thursday. Sorry, I thought it's Friday.
It doesn't matter for me. No difference at all.
Sorry, because for me, it feels like Friday.
Almost there.
Yeah, almost there. My job is done for today. Right. So I'll see you next lesson then.
Okay, sure.
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Severance.
Hi everybody. I'm sitting on the floating cottage that Gloria just had built, and this is the view. It's also the back of our house. You could see there's the city of Tagbilaran. I have to be very careful because I don't want to kill myself. There's a guy pulling the raft towards locking it up somewhere. This is where people will go swimming. For kids, we'll have it a net so nobody could go more than 2 or 3 feet even when they're out.